Welcome back. First of all, sorry that it took me this long to make a new video. I'll try to upload more frequently, because I'm really having fun with this series. Anyway, let's get to the actual video. This time we delve a little deeper into the slums of Midgar and the atmosphere that Uematsu's music creates for them. Let's jump right in. This groovy little tune is called the Turks Theme. It can be heard every time the Turks appear in the game. No, not those Turks. These Turks. They are actually a part of the special branch of the Shinra company called the Investigation Sector of the General Affairs Department. I guess the acronym for that would be ISGAD. No wonder they chose a different name. In any case, as I've said, this plays during every encounter with the Turks. Any room with the Turks in it will have this as its background theme until they leave. The Turks are calm in the face of danger and display a no-nonsense, just doing our jobs attitude. And even though they are among our principal antagonists, I can't help but like them. And I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in this, as they not only appear as more sympathetic characters in Advent Children, but even get their own spin-off game called Before Crisis. Anyway, onto the track itself. Most of it's just the rhythm section. The only melody are two sequences of 3 notes each. This sort of minimalistic approach perfectly encapsulates the cool demeanor of these guys, even in the face of all the amazing events unfolding around them. There are many remixes of this track in Advent Children, Before Crisis, Crisis Core and Last Order. Now I know FF7 has more different and unique battle themes than most other games in the series, but I've always been a little disappointed that the Turks didn't get their own fighting music. Usually when we encounter them we get either the boss theme, which I'm sort of okay with, or, which is way worse, the regular battle theme. In the last episode I mentioned that the optional super bosses also have the regular battle music as their battle theme, and even though I don't really like it in that case, it's kind of a tradition of the Final Fantasy series. But goddammit, the Turks deserve better than random encounter number 357. I think I would suggest something like this short part from the Advent Children track, The Chase of Highway. In the end, I think this is the perfect song for these guys. Not a lot happens on the surface, with an extremely simple melody, but underneath there's a whole lot going on. Now we've made our way into the slums of Sector 5, together with Eros. The track we hear marks the very first appearance of the main theme of the game. Not even as a side melody, this theme is actually the core of the tune. I say it's the core of the tune because the preceding part is mostly comprised of a rhythm section, a bass and broken down guitar chords. So apart from the main theme, the song is very much an ambient piece. This track also feels very uneven and almost uncertain, and the rhythm is all over the place, coupled with the increasingly disharmonic notes piling onto the chords at the end, and the whole thing gives us a feeling of uneasiness and, at least to me, even a sense of impending danger. We can also hear this track on the way to the Sector 6 slums and in the Nibel Mountain. I think it's great how this track first introduces us to the main theme. It's not a big deal, the melody hardly seems important, because at this point it's just another tune. It's not until much later that we hear the complete version. This is also the first time we actually get to explore the world a little bit, without simply going from cutscene to cutscene, and this might be another reason for the main theme of the game to appear at this point. As we enter the wall market in Sector 6, we get a new track. It's called Oppressed People, and the first thing we can notice is the influence of reggae music. As with Lurking in the Darkness, I could show you all the characteristics of reggae music and compare this with the sheet music for Oppressed People. But instead I just typed reggae piano into YouTube. I think the similarities should be clear. This track is also bass heavy, which together with the muted cymbal connects it to the previous track. The deep bass and the rhythm section seem to represent the Midgar slums in a way. Lurking in the Darkness also contains these elements, by the way. There is a melody here which I would tentatively name the disguise or the dress-up motif. It also appears in the song It's Difficult to Stand on Both Feet, Isn't It? Which may be the clunkiest title of all time. Well, at least in the FF series. Let's listen to these melodies side by side. This song plays when the whole party and in particular Red 13 disguise themselves and sneak aboard a Shinra vessel. The connection here would be that Cloud also has to disguise himself. I just think there are steps we can take before we do that. We can also hear this track in Rocket Town, which might be because the Midgar slums and the town are both populated by people controlled by Shinra, but maybe it's just because they ran out of time and reused the track. Not everything has to be overanalyzed. In any case, what I love about this track is how it mirrors the attitude of the people in the Midgar slums. These people have made their peace with their situation and try to make the best of it. They get by, in spite of their hardship. I think this is reflected in the laid-back feeling and the cautious optimism of the piece. And that was it for part 5. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for part 6. Is that a house? Man, this game is so weird.